story of the Broadway Mall really begins in the years after World War II, when Long Island was rapidly changing. Farms and open land across Nassau County were being transformed into neighborhoods as thousands of families moved from New York City to the suburbs. In the middle of that growth, developers envisioned something entirely new for the area, a massive modern shopping center that could serve the exploding suburban population. On October 25, 1956, the Mid-Island Shopping Plaza officially opened in Hicksville, on land that had once been home to a Catholic boys' orphanage, along with dairy and vegetable farms operated by the church. At a cost of $40 million, the project was one of the largest shopping developments of its kind and was designed to handle more than 40,000 shoppers every single day. The plaza quickly became much more than a place to shop. Beneath the mall sat a truck tunnel stretching nearly a mile long. During the Cold War era, the tunnel was even designated as a civil defense headquarters capable of sheltering thousands of people in the event of a national emergency. It was a reminder of the time period in which the mall was born, an era shaped by suburban growth, automobile culture, and Cold War fears. The shopping center reflected the optimism of the 1950s and 1960s. Gert's department store anchored the complex with a 5-level building that was said to be the tallest suburban department store ever constructed. Stores like Corvette's, Pathmark became local staples, while unique attractions gave the mall its own personality. There was My Pie, a dimly lit gourmet pizza restaurant known for Chicago-style deep dish pizza and music playing through an advanced sound system. And Fly By Night, an electronics retailer that used a retired DC-7 airplane as its showroom in the parking lot. As shopping habits evolved, so did the mall itself. A twin cinema opened in 1964, helping turn the property into a full entertainment destination. In 1968, the once open-air plaza was enclosed to compete with growing popularity of indoor malls. By 1989, the center had officially become known as Broadway Mall. Over the decades, the mall saw constant reinvention. Gertz became Stearns and later Macy's. IKEA arrived in 1991, bringing one of the company's earliest New York area stores to Hicksville. Target replaced JCPenney in 2004. Ownership changed hands several times as malls across America faced shifting consumer trends and competition from online shopping. In recent years, Broadway Mall, later renamed Broadway Commons, entered another period of transformation. Entertainment venues, fitness centers, and restaurants replaced many traditional retailers. But by the 2020s, the challenges facing malls nationwide became impossible to ignore. Macy's closed in 2020, followed by the cinema in 2025. Today, the property stands at the beginning of yet another chapter. New owners have announced plans to redevelop the site into an outdoor lifestyle center called the Shops on Broadway, bringing the mall full circle back to its open-air roots. For generations of Long Islanders, Broadway Mall has been more than a shopping center. It has been a reflection of suburban America itself, constantly changing, adapting, and reinventing itself with the times.
Hi, my name is Louise Starantino, and I want to recommend and talk about my favorite place, the Broadway Mall.
Hi, my name is Gina Adrian, and I worked at the mall in 1979. I was in 10th grade.
Hello, my name is Ron Starantino, and I live in Westbury, and I've been going to the mall since I was a little boy.
Go to Gert's department store, and we used to walk around for hours, and I bought clothes and I bought jewelry. But then there was a jewelry store there named Deutsch Jewelry Store, and I used to love it because when I got a boyfriend, he used to buy me jewelry in there. Also, there was National Shirt Shop, and there was everything we always wanted. And then later on, they even put chairs in the middle of the mall where you could rest, and you could sit down and then go back to your shopping. So it was very, very comfortable and enjoyable. Well, I remember my family meeting there. My mother used to come and meet me there, and my little children, when I had children, and we used to go up to the food court mall, and we used to have a lovely lunch, and we used to sit there for hours, and the kids ran around, and we ate a nice lunch, and we visited. And then if we wanted to, we would go to the movies. It had everything we wanted. And even downstairs, I remember they had little ride-on. You put money in a little horse, and the horse moved up and down. And they had all the stores decorated so beautiful that everything was so inviting that we wanted to go back. I think what made it so special for the community was that everyone was welcome there, and they had beautiful events that everybody wanted to go to. They had craft shows, they had vendors, they had stores, always had their doors open. You didn't have to open a door to go into a store. But the thing I remember most was taking my grandchildren there to see Santa Claus. And every Christmas we looked forward to it, and we waited online, and they even set up big Christmas trees in the mall. And over the years I've taken so many pictures of us in front of Santa Claus, in front of the vendors, and I bought some very, very beautiful things there at that mall. I love it. It's very sad for me because the mall was always very, very busy, and there was always children running around and fun and music, and everybody was so happy. And now when you go, it's very quiet. You see a lot of people walking and older people just walking through the mall. Many of the stores are closed. And for me, it's a different life. I want it the way it used to be.
What I remember that I really enjoyed with that, there was a place called the Ground Round where they would serve hamburgers, chicken, whatever. It was a good food place, and they used to serve peanuts with it. And they used to have the peanut shells all over the floor. And it was just a very good experience for eating out with the family that didn't cost you a lot of money and break the bank.
I worked at Woves. It was a hamburger restaurant. It was right across the street, right across in the mall from where Corvettes used to be. But Corvettes had closed right before I started working there. And it was hamburgers, French fries, fried chicken, homemade cookies, and they had a big salad bar, and they were famous for something called Woves juice. Woves juice was like passion fruit. It was like a whole bunch of like pineapple juice, apple juice all together, and people used to love it. After I worked at Woves actually went out of business. It closed down because the anchor store of Corvettes closed down across the street. They were getting ready for IKEA to take over, and it was empty for a bunch of years. So when Woves closed down, I went and I worked at the Ground Round, which was a tremendous part of Hicksville, and it was there forever, and it was always busy, and that was one of the staples of the Broadway Mall.
What was your favorite part about working at the Ground Round?
My favorite memory of the Broadway Mall when I worked there was working at the Ground Round after it closed, and me and my coworkers, we were young, we were about 18 years old, used to crank up the music while we were cleaning up. We had to clean the tables, we had to empty the ketchup bottles, we had to sweep the floor, but we would put the music really, really loud, and we'll dance around while we did it. And to this day, when I hear certain Michael Jackson songs or Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, Island in the Stream, it reminds me of dancing around Ground Round in 1981.
For decades, malls like this were the center of everyday life on Long Island. Families came here to shop, eat dinner, see movies, and spend entire weekends together. But by the 2020s, the traditional enclosed mall was struggling. Online shopping changed consumer habits. Department stores disappeared, national chains closed locations. Across the country, once thriving malls were becoming empty and outdated. Yet, instead of allowing the property to slowly fade away, new local ownership groups purchased the mall in 2024 with a very different vision for its future. Their plan is not simply to renovate the mall. The enclosed shopping mall that people have known for generations will gradually disappear. In its place, developers plan to create an open-air lifestyle center called The Shops on Broadway, returning the property to the outdoor concept it originally opened with back in 1956. The project also reflects a much larger trend happening across Long Island and most of the country as well. Older malls are being demalled and transformed into mixed-use lifestyle destinations focused on dining, entertainment, fitness, housing, and outdoor public space. Developers believe people want places to gather in person, but they are looking for something different than the enclosed malls of the 20th century. In many ways, the future of the Broadway Mall mirrors the history of Long Island itself, constantly changing, adapting to new generations, and finding new ways to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world.